Hey, my beauties. Good evening to you. Beautiful people. Do you see why I encourage my beautiful Jamaican people to read and get critical thinking skills? Go back and get some mental ability. It is part and parcel as to what is happening in our country. Did the BOJ governor really say that private sector businesses, organizations need to be careful in the massive wage increases because they should be in keeping with inflation? Let me ask you, Governor, did you consider that when you got your particular salary? Because most 90% of Jamaicans may never get the opportunity to see even half of your salary. I fail to believe you really said that. I fail to believe you really think that the country is filled with baboons? You feel that the country, honestly, in your mind, you really believe that Jamaicans are baboons? Like they're idiots? Like they're stupid? Like they're foolish? I know sometimes they act that way. I know that we struggle where emotionally, the general populace struggles where emotional intelligence is concerned. I'm fully aware of that. But you think that, is so, alone, permeating the land? The inhabitants are monkeys, orangutans, apes, gorillas, and whatever other types, chimpanzees. Monkey see, monkey do. You really uttered that, sir? No, honestly, you really and truly uttered that? Sir, why don't you give us your salaries? I would take your salary, even for a year. Let us take your salary, because I'm sure, since yours is the exception where inflation wasn't considered. Give me your salary and take mine. I mean, now, although I'm in public sector, which is even far worse. So are you telling us that nobody else must be rich? Or when you say rich is not even the operative word, because people can't just get rich like that out of a 9 to 5 job. So nobody else must be able to afford just little above the basic. They mustn't be able. So they must inflation. What you're really trying to say? Look here, I don't want the people them get to earn too much, where them start a step up in life, or we can't have power and lordship over them. Basically, that is what you're doing, sir. I have never heard such farce in my life. I've never heard such foolishness in my life. What do you mean that they need to be careful with the massive wage increases because they need to consider, what does that have to do with inflation? What does that? They're mitigating the losses that the people would face. They're mitigating the financial deficit that they would face because they have to pay bills. They have to send their children to school. They have to take care of the sick, the aged, all sorts of different things. What do you really mean? Are you... Jamaicans, listen to me. You have to pull up your socks, because you see what is happening. Already the man is telling you a story that they like what is happening in here, that most of you are poor, pauperized, and downtrodden while they're up there, because they can have the background master slavery mentality. Slavery practice can continue, but in a more quantum fashion, in a more 21st century way. They feel good that you're picking cotton and tilling the soil while they sit down, cock up their 2 feet, drink champagne, eat caviar or whatever it is, and laugh and say, look at those idiots, look at those subjects, those peasants. Shame on you, Governor. Shame, a crying shame on you, Governor. You shouldn't even open your mouth and say that. That's a crying shame. Crying shame. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this.